So yeah, this is Genital Jousting. We call it from amaze to amaze because this has basically been a year of development now. Lorenzo mentioned the warning, which is good. He mentioned who we are, which is good. This is Evan. I'm Martin. And Genital Jousting is of course being shown. So
just go down to the place and play it. Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Great. Yeah, come and play it. It looks like this.
There's some like dildos with wearing clothes in front of it. They're gorgeous.
It's pretty cute overall. It's basically a multiplayer local game with up to 8 players. It's all about penetrating and being penetrated with your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically.
So this happened a couple months ago, where something we had made just for like an internal kill screen kind of article kind of got picked up by a Reddit user, and then all of a sudden, in like a couple days, 800,000 people had seen the video.
We also had like around 50, 60 mails with people asking us about penises, which was really a weird sensation to have.
And this kind of changed our minds a little bit about it. It was just a surprise that there were so many people interested all of a sudden, because we'd been doing this kind of as, this was fun, so we carried on working on it.
Yeah, basically we've also been a bit careful about showing the game because originally we made it a year ago, and some people liked it. It was much coarser then, but it was made over 8 hours, so that's perfectly fine.
This is an image taken right after, you can't quite read it there, this is the 27th of April 2015, right after the 8-hour game jam, and that's a very early version of the game being played.
So we made the game and we went down to Berlin and we were just having fun in like bars and pizza parlors, just showing the game to people, seeing how they were kind of, uncomfortable about playing with dicks, about penetration, but also they were having a good time, so we liked kind of showing it to people.
Yeah, a lot of laughter and a lot of kind of disgust at first anyway, and a lot of awkwardness. But then the next day there was this Twitter conversation that kind of changed our minds a little bit about what we were doing, in that although we knew the game was disgusting, and we knew that some people were a bit shocked by it, and that was kind of cool, but what we didn't want is, what someone was raising was the possibility that this was also a kind of problematic game. And
so at this point we were had already decided that we liked the game and wanted to fiddle around with it a bit more, but we decided to go back and kind of rethink what the game was to us, because even though it was a fun game, if we wanted to brush it up, we also wanted to make sure that it kind of would be something that we could stand by and present proudly.
What was interesting was the very first version of the game, it didn't have any kind of scoring mechanism at all. It was just us playing this game, 4 people playing, penetrating each other, and we'd press enter when we wanted the round to restart. But people assumed that the point of the game was to be the penetrator and make other people be penetrated by you, which is kind of, I guess, a cultural expectation of what dicks are meant to do in like a competitive scenario. And that's
so we changed that without really telling explicitly, but we made sure that for one, you would get points by being penetrated and penetrate, so people could kind of figure out while playing, like, why do you have more points than me? But I thought I penetrated you, but you have 2 points and I only have 1. Which leads to interesting discussions. Why they would even assume that that was the only goal, of course.
Yeah, and we put in a consent screen because we really didn't want the idea that someone was racing away from being penetrated while someone was chasing them and they hadn't consented at the first place. That wouldn't work. That would be terrible.
Otherwise, with the game, we had a lot of fun with it. Basically, we're making controllers, showing it at places like Amaze and in other places like Perth.
Yeah, that was Richard's work, and this is a work of Louis from Perth.
It's basically been a lot of fun to show, and we kind of feel very okay with this game being shown to people and people having fun with it. That's been our main goal with this game, to bring people being comfortable, and not that uncomfortable, but kind of okay with playing around with penises. This is some people who try to reenact the live trailer. And even though they're smiling, and we don't really know what they thought of the game, but they seem to be enjoying it, and as long as they kind of take this and as a positive thing, we're okay with this. We want our game to be strong, and
we can't control the content that's made out there, but we can't control the content that's made out there about the game. So we want to make sure our game can stand and come across with the message that we can stand behind.
So basically, in short, This is kind of what we are
Yeah,
thought about the game.
you can make strange games, you can make repulsive games, but make sure you're listening to the criticism, and it can make your game stronger. It can make your game better.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to be weird. Basically, if you're playing something and it feels a bit like, yeah, this is strange, and you're laughing and it's nervous giggles, that's usually actually a quite cool thing to see people have.
Yeah, that's something that apparently people want.
Yeah. And of course, like, just figure out what your game should be about. For us, it's about penetrating and having fun with that. It's about playing around with penises, having it silly, and showing it to your friends and being a bit weird about it.
Yeah, having sex with your friends.
Yeah.
It's great, apparently.
It's a positive thing all around, basically, what we wanted to say with it. And of course, stand strong with whatever you make. For us, we're actually quite serious about this game, which has been a weird ride, because it's such a weird game about dicks and penetration, but we're really proud of what we've done so far, actually. We've been super nervous along the way to even show some people like Killscreen, but yeah, it's been a cool ride so far.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.